views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
Stay. In lane. What we said, stay. In lane. What we said, stay. In lane. What we said, ready, set, goes. Ready, set, goes. Ready, 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 set, goes. Oh my God, that was so noisy. I like noise. I'm a Caribbean girl. But welcome to the Stay in Your Lane podcast. I'm your host, Samanta Harmond. And today I'm just going to give a quick little introduction because I have two amazing members that's joining the podcast club. So nothing planned. I just come real quick to just give an introduction so I could see what lane that they are in. Y'all already know. So before we get into everything, I hope you guys went out and check us latest episode on YouTube at SLAOESSEX and also on Spotify at SLAOESSEX. And if you're not following the podcast club on Instagram, please go over and do so at ECC Podcast Club. And you can also follow my podcast page at stay_in-your-lane_podcast. Make sure, go over and check out our latest episode with Ivy. It's amazing. Inside is a returning guest and also an English major with big dreams, right? And I hope you guys went out and checked out the previous episode with the president of the alumna, Shelby. That's very insightful. So with no overdue, I want to introduce one of my guests here today. And they said ladies before gentlemen, okay? So I'm going to let Shanika. Did I get your name, Shanika?
Yes.
Okay, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
So introduce yourself, please.
I'm Shanika. This is my last year here at Essex. I'm a social sciences major.
Wow, social scientist. Okay, that's a great lane to be in. And then we're going to bring it over to the gentleman in the room. Hello, how are you?
All good, all good.
Introduce yourself.
All right. And my name is Federico, and I'm majoring in criminal justice, and it's my first semester.
It's your first semester.
Yeah.
So we have the first semester and the last semester. That's so amazing. That's so amazing. The start and the finish. Wow, look at that. I'm going to ask you, how is it starting? Your first semester so far?
Damn. I'd assume, I don't know that much about college. So, I kind of would think that this is kind of like high school again, but, just drastically different.
Really? How old are you?
18.
18. Oh, so it's your first time. Of course, you just finished high school.
Yeah.
So you still think it's high school, just at a more upper level?
Yeah, work is a little harder here, so.
You can't slack. There's no teacher holding your hands.
I'm adjusting to that.
You are adjusting? Okay, good. Are you taking your first year experience?
Yeah, I did a summer program here, though, so I didn't have to do that.
Okay, so that's good. So how you're on your last year? How is that journey? So maybe you can give him some advice because it's his first year.
I'm gonna need that.
It is definitely a journey. I will say that. I think anyone's academic journey can look different.
Yes.
But I think that it all does require a certain amount of discipline that you have to have and a certain amount of independence that you have to have in order to be successful on your journey. I know for me, there was a lot of ups and downs. There was times where I felt very confident, in class. I enjoyed my professors. And then there was times where some of the professors were a little more challenging, and I thought the coursework was a little challenging, and I did struggle.
Yeah.
But I also understood and had to learn to utilize a lot of the resources that's on the campus, like tutoring, also to increase your community, you know, and receive support from your other classmates and stuff like that, like study groups, or even if it's just encouraging one another, in between classes and stuff like that. It's definitely a group effort, I'll say, because if it wasn't for like the certain people that were involved in my academic journey, I think that it would have been a greater struggle, and I wouldn't even be able to say that I would have continued. So I think that you have to have, again, some discipline, some independence, and at the same time, you have to be willing to, reach out and utilize your resources in the community that's available to you. And sometimes it might even require you to revisit your goal.
Yes.
I changed my major, once when I was here. I started off in liberal arts.
Okay.
And I was planning on being an English major. And then I took, I think, a psychology class. And I was like, wait a minute.
Oh.
This is interesting, you know. And I also had a teacher that was so challenging and just made me realize that, you know what? Maybe English is not the route I want to go, but I still want to be involved with people. I still want to talk. I still want to, do all the things. So I was like, let me go ahead and switch over. And so I made the decision to do social sciences, but I had to get to the point where I didn't feel like letting go of being, an English major be a defeat or a failure. Mm-hmm. It was more of me just realigning what my true goals were and my purpose was. So all in all, it is a journey.
It is a journey,
I feel like
yes.
the destination is just as important as the journey itself.
Yes.
So,
when did you start in? When did you start?
I think
BCC?
I started in the summer of 23, I think.
Okay.
Because I think I did the program. You might have done like a
The
summer
EOF program?
Yeah.
Summer program?
I did that. And I did that just to kind of get my feet wet, to be like, do I want to do this? Do I want to, go to school? And when I did that, and like I said, I came in with EOF, and so like I immediately had all that support in the beginning. Mm-hmm. And that's what made me be like, you know what, I can do this.
Yeah.
So it made a huge difference.
I love that. So criminal justice for you, Fred, can I call you Fred or Frederick?
I'll take Fred. Yeah.
Sure. You want me to call you by your real name? Like, don't be butchering my name, Samantha. Don't be doing that. So, Frederick, so criminal justice, was that your choice, or you chose, or was that from your support, mom or dad?
Well, I kind of just like growing up, like always wanted to like be a lawyer.
Okay.
And I still have like a little room if maybe possibly I could just like change my major or not. Because I'm a little unsure if I really want to be a lawyer, to be honest.
Yeah.
That was kind of like my childhood dream, but like, some things change and happen, and I don't know if I want to fully stick to that, but maybe.
So what making you feel like I might change? I have different interests somewhere else.
Like, I don't know if like that would be like the career to properly suit me, I would say. And maybe I have to like venture into like other places more to see if like I could fit in better with that, or if like it just naturally comes to me better.
Okay.
I would say.
What I learned, it's so funny that you said that. Yesterday, Shanika, is Shanika Mrs. Just Shanika?
Just Shanika.
Okay. Were you at the building bridge yesterday?
Yes, I did attend that.
So one of the speaker, I took the page out. I took the pamphlet out of my bag this morning. But one of the only young lady that was on the panel from the alumni, she came to Essex. She graduated in 2015. She came to Essex and she was studying criminal justice.
Oh, really?
Yes, that was her major, criminal justice. And outside of Essex, she was working at Foot Locker, where she was talking to other people, then went up to management. And then she ended up leaving school, dropping out, and then went back the following year after. When she went back, she went into business, because even though she did love criminal justice, she felt like she has more of a business mentality and more, good with talking to people. So she transferred, she quit criminal justice, changed her major to business, not knowing what will come out of it, but she has a goal like, I'm gonna be a business person. That's her mentality. And then that led her to go get her bachelor's and then her MBA. So you putting your foot in, as we're a kid, we always be like, we wanna be a doctor, I wanna be a lawyer, I wanna grow up, I wanna be a teacher. And then of course that little dream still stick with you till you go to high school because that feels familiar. But your first semester, as what I always tell everyone, it's gonna make you understand, is this really the major for me, or should I switch to something else? Like, you're gonna feel it when it's right, or if it's not right, they're gonna be some kind of breaking point that's gonna, like, if it's not clicking to you, right? I changed my major. I was business administration, and I started last year January in spring to winter to January. Last year, February, I started school. And I changed my major from business admin to finance. Same department, but different. And I changed it last semester. What my mistake is, as I would tell you, I waited 3 semesters before I changed it. So it kind of pushed me back because I did summer 1, summer 2 last year, while I was still at business admin. And then winter last year, I was still in business admin. I didn't change my major till spring that passed. So it kind of set me back a little bit, even though some of the classes were still in. I was already on my business major. For finance, I didn't start it. So with finance, you have to unlock one major first before you can unlock the rest. So it kind of pushed me back. So there's going to come a point, as you said, this is not for me, or this is for me. But I would tell you this much. In your first semester, this entire semester until today, straight until December the 20th, try to find your footing to see if this is really something that you want. If you see something else that interests you, any other course, go to that department, like look at it. Because for me, I'm coming back to do, if I didn't knew that there were media communication, I would have done media communication instead of finance because that's something that I'm passionate about. I interview a lot of students that does communication and media technology, and I do podcasts. I'm in media. I do pageantry. I'm a model. I love interviewing people. Like, that just gets me excited, you know, versus finance. I'm currently a life insurance agent. So that's the reason why I went in finance. Of course, it's good because it helps us to manage money and things like that. But I would say, is it my passion? No, it's not. You understand? But at least I think it will help me. But I'm pushing myself right now. It becomes harder. So most definitely, Frederick, what else interests you?
Well, that girl sounds like a lot like me because I was actually thinking of business. And I'd switch into that, to be honest. I'm already forgetting. But what did you say?
Huh?
What did you say?
No, so what else interests you?
Well, still kind of as a kid, that's where I most thought about what career path to go into. Like I said before, business, architecture, engineering. I used to watch a lot of videos about how buildings were made, the structures and everything. So it kind of got me interested in being in architecture, and I kind of mostly thought of either being a lawyer or an architect, to be honest.
Well, I will give you this advice. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow, if you're on campus, go to the business department. That's my department. Go to Professor Albuquerque. He's the chair. Once you go in the business department, his office is the last one in the corner. You can go to his office or you can go to Professor Yuri. But I would channel you to Professor Albuquerque more because Professor Yuri he just always have 1,000 things going on. But he would definitely, he's the advisor for business administration. So he would steer you in that direction. But go to Professor Albuquerque. The young lady that I'm talking about, she mentioned him a lot yesterday. He was her professor. He will definitely, if you're having those kind of different thoughts of how to navigate, he would definitely give you some insight about that. And then you can go to the engineering department because you mentioned architecture. Engineering department, they moved it because there's a technology building. I don't know if you know. We have a technology building, but it's under construction now.
Oh, really?
So all that classes has been moved to the second floor. So the second floor is the big gate that's right there. So if you go in, it's like right there. I think the blue area over there. So go over there, speak to an advisor, and that way you can get some advice. So you can, you know what you want, because you don't want to spend too much semester in something that you don't want to do, because it's gonna end up like, oh my God! How
Just
long
a
did you
big
stay in
time
your
waster.
semester in
I
liberal
think
arts?
I think I did about a semester.
One
About a
semester?
semester, maybe. About a semester. I think that I did that. I think it was going into my second semester when I realized this is not it. But I think that is part of the journey, like having a time where you're still exploring and discovering. Like she was saying, you don't want to spend too much time in that area because you're not really pursuing any specific thing at that point. But I think that a lot of times, especially like right when you get out of high school, you're becoming an adult, you're, asserting your independence. There's a lot going on at that time,
Yeah.
And now someone's demanding that you declare your career for the rest of your life. You're like, whoa, wait a minute. This stuff's coming at me fast.
Exactly my mindset.
Right.
That's
right.
exactly. So what's the pressure that you feel right now? Do you have you live with both mom and dad?
Yeah, I just live with my mom and dad.
They're very supportive of where you're at, the major that you've chosen.
They just kind of said like just choose a career that like best suits you, more one you could be proud of.
Okay. So now that you're out of high school, stepping in the real world, because you're 18, stepping in the real world, college is your big man pants, you put it on your suit now and everything. What's the biggest struggle you would say you face? Because I could tell that you have a lot of shocker and things. This is just the start of the journey.
Right. It's like it's not like high school, like I kind of just like do my work and whatever like that. Cause like I'm gonna be honest, I didn't take high school that seriously.
Yeah.
But now coming into Essex County, like this stuff is serious now.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like I'm doing things that are like gonna be like contributing to like my career, whichever that career is gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely have to be more serious in class.
Okay. So you can't play around. So does that like stress you out?
Yeah, it's still kind of stressing me out right now because like I'm still kind of trying to adjust from high school to here.
Okay. So your biggest challenge is what would you say?
I guess just adjustment because it's just
Adjustment.
like such a different environment, to be honest. Like I took the summer program, but like I'm still learning things.
I don't know what the summer program is. I've never
It's the
taken
summer
it.
bridge program through EOF where you take like I think an English class, a math class, and then you do an FYE course.
Okay.
And I think that they cover that with their funds, but it's like an introduction for you into the college, and they literally are supportive with you throughout the entire process. And you're coming in with like a group of people at the same time. So like even if you guys are able to like kind of stick together, you're on this journey together. So I think it's a really good way for someone transitioning from high school or even just transitioning from being out of school for some time, a good way for them to come back because of the amount of support that EOF offers, and how informative they are just about the things going on campus and stuff like that. So I think it's very helpful if you're just coming in as opposed to a student just starting fresh fall semester,
Yeah.
not knowing what's going on, having to navigate your own way. I think it's very helpful.
So what advice, as you listen to him and the adjustment that he's struggling to face, what advice would you give to him in letting him know the first step he needs to take in trying to get his footing in and settle in?
I guess what I would say is the thing that probably makes this feel like it's a lot of pressure is the fact that you have to make a lot of the decisions. Like what courses you choose, that's your decision.
Yeah.
The courses you choose for your eventual career is your decision. But just remember that because it's your decision, you can make that decision. So you can take that time to get to that conclusion. And the fact that your parents are very supportive of you choosing what that is so helpful. Because I know a lot of students whose parents are very direct with what they want them to pursue. Whether that student has an interest in that or not is not their concern.
Yes.
So the fact that your parents are allowing you to choose, I think, should allow you to be able to take a step back and just kind of breathe and kind of try to enjoy this beginning of the journey. Like, as you're learning the campus, like with anything, you're just learning the campus, learning what's available. But know that at this time, this is also just kind of growing pains. You're just growing. You're just learning some new things. So try not to put too much pressure on yourself, like, oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do this and this. Take this time to just learn. You know what I mean? And when I say learn, I'm not just speaking academically. I mean also just about yourself, like how you're feeling in this moment, how you're feeling in the classes, how you're feeling in relation to the other students and the professors. Like, just try to just take a beat, because I know just thinking of, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that. Oh, if I don't make this decision, this is going to affect me. Slow it down.
Yes.
Because if you think about all those things at once, you will be so overwhelmed.
Exhausted of that.
Yeah.
And it
So
will
I
stress you out.
Take it class by class. Take it semester by semester. And as you're going, check in with yourself. Like, am I overwhelmed? Is this too much? Am I getting the information from class? Am I struggling? Do I need extra support? Do I need to go to tutoring? Be honest with yourself at every point, And I would say that would be the key, just checking in with you.
That's good. When I first came, I'll give you advice too. So high school, as you said, is they hold your hand, right? Right here in college, we're making our own decision. And one of the thing about making our own decision is making sure that you don't let the peer pressure of things really overwhelm you. So you can still do things on your pace, you understand, as long as you have that self-management. But also, when I just came here, I had a lot of things going on with me. I just came with a car accident, came here in 2 crutches. I was like, I'm coming into school. I need some support. I need something to keep me distracted, like to find a purpose in something, because my life changed so much. So one thing that I did, I went to, there's a council office. It's right beside the Basor office. I don't know if you've been up there.
I don't think so, no.
So you know where enrollment office is?
Yeah.
So it's right, where the Basor is? It's across from enrollment.
Oh,
they want
yeah,
you
I
to
know what you're
enroll,
talking
and then
about.
across there, they'll be like, I need my money. Go pay. Go pay your money over there. So the Basor office, there's a office beside it.
Yeah, student development. And
Student
counseling.
development and
Oh, I see
counseling
I see
right
the
there.
place, yeah.
So Cassandra, she's the only person I speak to in
Amazing.
there. She is great. She helped me so much when I came here. It's someone that you can go to and you can talk to her. Whatever you're going through, whatever advice you may think you may need or whatever, she will literally help you and talk to you. It's just you and her in the room, and that's just pretty much it. She helped me navigate a lot that I was going through internal to be able to focus academically. You understand? Because my biggest thing that I needed was support of that. I felt like I've lost everything, lost everyone, friends. I just felt like I came here, I was like a chicken without a head. I wanted to go in every club to feel like there's a belonging in somewhere. And when I sat and I spoke with her and let her know where I was at, she helped me to feel relaxed. And that's what helped me to silence the voices in my head and find out what was important to me. Because even though the school offer a lot of clubs, you don't want to spread yourself all over the place. You understand? Of course, you want to go here to see what interests you and everything. And once you find your interest, your tribe and whatever, you're going to feel, okay, some little support. When I first came here, I've been in many different clubs. I've tried out. But then I find myself back here at the Podcast Club. What made me go to the Podcast Club? Because it's able to give me a voice where I can talk about my story. I could talk about myself. I could talk not even about myself, but it also helped me to connect with students outside of me, where I learn how student is navigating school, what's going on in their life, like help them to give them a voice, you understand? So that's what I love. I was the vice president of the business club like 2 semesters ago. I was in the portfolio club. I was in the crochet club. So I tried different things, you understand, and I see what really stuck with me. And there is one professor, his name is Professor John. You might want to speak with him. He's in the that engineering department. He said to me, do not spread yourself out, because then at the end of the day, the best club that you're gonna join is your academic, because you have students that come here and they focus on the academic, on the extracurriculum like clubs, and then they failed in their academics. And you can't be in certain club and have a below 2.5 GPA or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you're keeping up, but you want to also make sure you have a social, like a social life. So it's all about like the balance. But I would tell you, definitely go there and try to see if you can talk to her. You're only 18. You just came on campus. And then from there on, you navigate. Go to whichever club interests you. Go to their meetings, see if you like it or whatever. You're a part of the podcast club now. We do meeting every Tuesday. If you feel like, okay, I want to have my own podcast. John is the loner. He came from college. He's in his second semester now. He just came from high school. Same thing, you remind me of him, the things that you were saying. And he came and have a podcast for himself. He talked to Cassandra to help him navigate. He's just in himself. And he talk about things on campus, what he's going through, any teacher, any issue that he have.
Right.
But he can draw. He's the one that made his own thing. But it helps him, you understand, to become grounded and finding himself. And he was just all in his shell and everything. And now he's like, getting out there more. So I think he went to the film club because he's in media and technology. And then he went to this other club. And it's just, find what's good for you. But you would definitely find your lane, is what I always said with that. But I have to ask both of you, what makes you want to join the podcast club?
My interest in the podcast club is the simple fact, like you were saying, just to be able to engage in conversation with others, to be able to share ideas and thoughts, concepts, theories even, that you may have or others may have. And not only that, but just to be able to get other perspectives sometimes can be so enriching, to just think differently than yourself.
Yes.
Can be very helpful in any part of your journey in life. So I love to engage. I love to converse. I like to say I'm a conversationalist. And I do this a lot in my personal life. So I figured, why not? Why not,
I love that. How about you, Frederick?
Well, I already said this as like I was being introduced, like coming into this room.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about podcasts. I just kind of just see Joe Rogan clips, and then I just thought like, oh, like this looks pretty cool. And like you said before, like I'm kind of a conversationalist too. So I kind of felt like maybe this would be like a good match for me, to be honest.
Okay, I really love that. So as I was saying earlier, this episode, I normally, when it comes to my podcast, it's called Stay in Your Lane, I have structure. I haven't asked you guys anything because I'm trying to get to know you, but I have a structure of how I always like ask questions to get to know a person like individually and get you to open up a little deeper. Your past self, your present self, and your future self, right? So I do individual episodes. That's more like, one-on-one. And sometimes I would do group. But group is more like when we do like the podcast club itself. So on Tuesday, we're going to be having our podcast meet. This is actually our first time like really thinking about forming a club differently from each person doing their individual weekly episode. So this is something new. So we're still building like a group and seeing what we want. We have big things that we want to do for the club within itself, like go out there, get the school more involved. Many people don't know that we have a podcast club. When a lot of students know, they get excited and everything. Some students scared to even come on a podcast, scared to start their own podcast. But we have things that we want to do, like go out, do like interviews, see what people doing, when different things happen. This, the 20th coming up, we're going to have our first official fundraising. It's going to be on the second floor. More details is going to be in the chat for anyone that want to participate to help out. You're always welcome. And also anything that you are looking to achieve from the podcast club, you can always let us know. You can always put it in the chat. Any ideas that you have or anything, because together we're one. You understand? Same as that saying that he said, I forgot the saying, but it's something where, what was the saying on the back of the paper? Something about a tree. Was it a tree? Like you can't bloom alone, or
a single tree cannot create a forest.
a single tree cannot create a forest, and that is very deep.
Yeah.
You ever go into a forest and see a single tree?
Right.
It's not a forest.
Right.
It's not. So it is so true, and I think people are scared of teamwork, and many people want to say, "Oh, I could do this alone. I can." And I used to have that mentality. I'm not gonna lie, and I think it stemmed from me at a younger age, just doing things by myself. I'm the only child that grew up with my mom and everything. I always felt like I'm a superwoman. Coming here in America, it's just been me, and everything trying to do. Until my car accident changed my mind. I mean, I always be in management with team and stuff, but no, I have a different perspective of a lot of different things in life. And I realize that community is where purpose is found. And when your voice can change somebody else and inspire someone else, that's where purpose and that's where impact comes in. And it doesn't matter if it's only one person that actually gravitates, that one person make a difference than zero. And that's where my mindset is at. And I'm so happy that you guys coming to be a part of the group itself. I would love to have an individual episode with both of y'all. Y'all just let me know your availability for next week, and then I'll put you on my schedule where we can have a more personal one-on-one for the Stay in Your Lane podcast, where I could know more about you. So I'll just give you a brief rundown. I'm not going to give you my questions that I asked. But when it comes to my podcast, from my opening, I ask you a personal story, passion, focus, success, and your story within itself. How are you staying in your lane? How you overcome obstacles, collaboration, growth, motivation for listener, fun motivational closing, and final closing of lane switch. So I have a structured of different questions that I ask, but it's all about you as an individual. And when it comes to my podcast, as what many guests, what I find it is sometimes we don't know who we are, or sometimes we're going through some things, or sometimes we think everything is okay. And I find it that when I have a lot of people that I interview, after the interview, they wow, did I just went to a therapy session? Or, oh my God, that was good. I didn't even realize that. I didn't even knew that. Right. And it is just always so eye-opening to realize how much we don't really put hype up ourselves enough. We kind of sometimes shrink ourselves too much. Yes. And not realizing that we are doing a lot. Like for you left from high school to college. Not many students decide, I want to go to college. They just went to the streets, or they went to do something else. So that's something big that you're doing. As much as it may be frightening, that's a big step that you're taking that you should be proud of. You understand? But instead, the chaos of, oh my God, this is so new and everything, that's what's frightening you. I will be right out. That's what's frightening you. But when you start relax and be like, oh my God, I'm in college. I should be proud. I'm like I don't know who your family is. If you're the 1% in your family that decide to make that big step, that's something you should be proud of. And when you really start look at that, then it will open up a different view of, I can do this. This is new. Listen, I'm stepping into adulthood right now. You understand? So that gives you a different type of motivation. You understand? But you don't really see that because you're seeing the negative part of it that scares you. So different things will help you to open up your mind to a different perspective. And then it's same for you, right? Shanika, you said one thing helped you to unlock something that you think is going to be more purposeful, and it took a class for you to understand that, right? But not only that, it also make you realize I cannot do this on myself. I need a support system. That's what helped you to go through this journey, right? You didn't dwell on, oh, this is too hard. I can't do it. Your support system is what really helped you. And I'm very sure there's more within your story that you may not even embrace and be proud of yourself for because of other things that maybe feel heavy, like you're focusing on. So different things would help each person unlock the good instead of the bad, and really like be proud of the steps on your journey instead of looking at like the obstacles and what's in your way right now. So it will help you to really go over that.
Absolutely. I say celebrate all the victories, no matter how small.
Yes, that's, I love that. Yes, we got to do that. So before I close out, I want to ask you both, do you have any question, anything that you want to ask me?
I'll be returning.
You will be returning?
I really like this, actually. It's kind
Yes.
of like my first like view of a podcast. 'Cause,
Really?
Yeah.
It feels relaxing. Feels good. Insightful. I love that. How about you?
I don't think I really have a question.
Yes.
More so maybe just a comment, like Fred here. I thought this was exceptional.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. I love the flow. I feel like I could learn a lot, from this and from you. So I look forward. I look forward to that.
I look forward to seeing you both. After this closing, I will definitely, different from our podcast meet on Wednesday, I do individual episodes for my Stay in Your Lane. So both of you can let me know when you're available, and I will bring you on my show so we can have a one-on-one and talk about yourself. So I just want to say thank you all for listening. I'm your host, Samantha, and today is October the 8th, 2025, and I'm signing out. Guys, my birthday is on October the 12th, so I would definitely see you guys next week when I come back. I want to see happy birthday. Y'all better send me some happy birthday.
Send birthday wishes on the way.
So I just want to say thank you both for coming, and I look forward to seeing you both again, both on the Stay in Your Lane podcast, both on our club session, and also in the future if you decide to have your own podcast too. You understand? That would be amazing. You can talk about anything that you want. So that's the beauty about that. But for all my listeners out there, please go over and follow us at ECC, the Podcast Club, and also SLAOESSEX, and the podcast Stay in Your Lane at Stay_in_Your_Lane podcast, and listen to this episode on YouTube at SLAOESSEX, and also Spotify at SLAOESSEX. I'm your host, Samanta Harmond, and as usual, what I always say, seek the kingdom and all that you wish for will be granted to you. Start unknown, finish unforgettable. Stay in your lane. What we said, stay in your lane. What we said, ready, set, goes. Ready, set, goes. Ready, 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 set, go.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.